In this lecture, we are going to see some commands to manage the HDFS file system on a 3-node Hadoop cluster. Right now, I am connected to the name node of the cluster. We will start with the DFS admin report command to see how many nodes are there. So before starting that, I'm going to check whether all my daemons are running. Okay, right now the HDFS file system is up and running. There is the name node, data node. Let's see in here. Okay, data node is correctly running. Here it's also running. So I'm going to use a specific program called distributed copy. Therefore, I'm going to need yarn as well. Okay. Node manager and resource manager. Node manager and node manager are running. Alright, so let's start with the report of the file system with HDFS, DFS admin minus report. Okay, so this is a 3-node cluster. The total size of the disks of the cluster is around 46 gigabytes. There are 3 live data nodes. These are the IP addresses and port numbers. The first one is the master slave, where the name node and a data node is running. The initial DFS used is 24 kilobytes in here, 24 in here, and 24 in the last slave node. So let's start with creation of new directories in the Hadoop distributed file system. Either you can use an Hadoop FS command or HDFS DFS command. These two are very similar to each other. I'm going to use a Hadoop FS command. And most of the Linux commands that you can use, the commands you can type into a terminal, is also available in HDFS file system. So we will start with creating a new directory. So we will use the mkdir command and you can either give one path or multiple paths are also okay. So I'm going to create 2 directories. The first one is going to be under this path. The second one is under this. Let's make it 3. We might need it. Third one is okay, so it says no such file or directory. Let's start with the user then. Okay, then Hadoop. Then directory 1, directory 2, and directory 3. Okay, now let's see if the directories are created. You can use the ls command. Okay, so the 3 directories are created successfully. Next, we're going to put one file from the local file system to the HDFS file system. Remember the 1 gigabyte file that I have created is in the local file system. So I'm going to put this into HDFS. again, I'm going to use Hadoop FS. The name of the command is put, and this is the path of the file, and I'm going to put it under user Hadoop 1. Okay. It's taking a lot of time because it's making replicas of this file and distributing the blocks to multiple nodes. Okay. All right. Let's see. Sorry. Okay. Now I have uploaded this file, and we're going to see how it is divided into blocks and stored on the data nodes. So we're going to use the file system check command to be able to see that. I'm going to use HDFS fs check and give the directory name user Hadoop directory 1. This is going to be giving me a total a summarized information. So there is only one file inside this directory, and its total size is 1 gigabyte. It is divided into 8 blocks. So remember, the default block size in HDFS is 128 megabyte. You can change that from the configuration files as well. Okay, so let's see. In terms of files, okay, there is only one file, and this is listed in here. In terms of blocks, okay, it listed these 8 blocks, starting with 0 going through 7, and these are the names given to the block. The length is 128 megabytes, and replication count is 3. Okay. Let's see where exactly these blocks are. So at the locations, okay. Now you see that the first block has 3 replicas. The first block is on this machine, the second one is on this machine, third one is on this machine. And for each one of these blocks there are 3 replicas distributed to each and every data node. Let's end this with the total file report again. HDFS DFS admin minus report. Okay, all right. See that the used HDFS capacity is 3 gigabytes. Normally, we're only storing a single 1 gigabyte file on HDFS. However, since there are 3 replicas of the file, the total size used is 3 gigabytes. So you see that in the master slave node, the FS used is 1 gigabyte. Another on slave 3, it's again 1 gigabyte. And on slave 2 is again another 1 gigabyte. Okay, let's go back to the commands. We've learned about mkdir, ls, and put command. You can get one file from the HDFS system to the local system as well, local directory. You can use the get command this time. Okay, so let's get this 1 gigabyte under user Hadoop directory 1 gigabyte to my home directory, home HD user under another. You can give another name, 1 gigabyte dash 1. Okay, let's see if this will work. Okay, so I got the 1 gigabyte file from HDFS and stored it on my local file system. If your data is very large, copying takes a lot of time, and if you think of in terms of clusters, then you can very well do this copying operation in parallel. And there is a separate tool provided to you in HDFS. It's called the distributed copy. It's actually a MapReduce application. We'll see how we can apply a distributed copy operation now. Let's copy the local from the distributed directory from the local file system to the HDFS first. Hadoop fs put home HD user distributed directory to HDFS user Hadoop directory 1. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Now let's see if it has copied it. Okay, so let's see inside distributed directory. Okay, the 6 files are there. Now I'm going to copy one directory to the other. So we're going to use the distributed copy command. The good thing about distributed copy is you can copy from the HDFS of one cluster to the HDFS of another cluster. The only thing you need to do is give the cluster the name, node, address, and the port number that it is running. So I'm going to copy from one directory to the other, but I will give the name of the clusters as well. Okay. So master slave is the name of the name node, and the directory that I'm going to copy is user Hadoop dir 1 distributed directory to another location, master slave name node user Hadoop directory 2. Let's copy this to directory 2. Okay. That should do it. Let's run it. Okay, so the number of splits is 7. And it's submitting this job to Yarn scheduler. Okay, so everything seems to be finished. Let's check. Okay, so we have successfully copied um, one directory to another in a distributed fashion. Um, you will see that if your data is much larger, very much larger than that, um, you will have a very optimized time if you apply a distributed copy operation rather than applying a normal copy operation. The final thing that I'm going to show you is how to see the list of the commands available to you with HDFS. And okay. Okay, so these are the list of commands that are available to you. There are a lot of them, but most of them are similar to Linux commands. See, cat command to see inside of the file, change group, changing the group of a file, change mode, changing the permissions of an HDFS file, changing the owner of an HDFS file. Copy from local and copy to local are similar to put and get operations. Let's see what else. DFDU are similar. Get, we have already seen. ls, mkdir, move command, put, renaming, removing directories and files. These are all Linux commands. Stat is also a Linux command. Yeah, okay, so these are the commands that you can give to a Hadoop FS application and to manage the HDFS file system. Okay, so this is the end of the tutorial.